Ha! When I was 10 years old. It's like the first thing that I tried when I was a kid. I remember like on Sunday morning, my mother used to make the ragu. Actually, she used to make like three type of ragu. So like the first one was like ragu more like Napoletano. So you have like big pieces of meat inside and all the tomato sauce. Then the ragu, as we all know, so like the minced meat. And then the other one was like with the sausage. So she used to put like sausage that we have in my city, salsiccia di Bra, and she used to make like this sauce. So the thing was, when I was a kid, I used to. We have company. So I used to like go there and with some bread like to try the thing, and then I used like to burn my tongue. That's why I can try everything now. So that's like one of my first remind about food actually. So the ragu is one of the really like first thing. Emergency call. For example, today is Sunday. Imagine Sunday. You see how Lisbon is in Sunday. Lisbon on Sunday is really wow. It's desert. Like usually I make this base. It is like onion. It's like, for example, you say like 2/4 of onion, 1/4 of carrot, 1/4 of celery. Celery is really important. In my opinion, this is my opinion then, it don't have to be like really thin. You see, if you make it like this, it's good because you also will find some pieces inside. And if you make like really thin, it will burn when you make like with the oil and the other stuff. So you really have to, in my opinion, in this way, for example, for me, it's better. I make like 2 liters. It's not 2 liters of ragu. Actually, it's 3 liters because it's 2 liters of tomato sauce with the soy. It's 1 kilo of soy inside, already like with water. So like to make like 2 lasagna per time because usually in a day we used to sell like the 2 lasagna. So every day we make like the 2 of those. So what I do is this. I put all my sofrito inside, and in here we have like one of the first secrets of the ragu. Resemble the meat. So usually when you make a ragu, you have a part also of pork meat. Pork meat is typically fat. So we need to give like this fat similarity. So what we do, instead to put just extra virgin olive oil, we put 2/3 of vegetal oil. I like to put a lot, of course. I'm Italian, so I like to use a lot of oil. Also, like imagine the kitchen of my mother is made from 2/3 of oil and 1/3 of food. So anyway, that's why I'm fat. So 2/3 of this and 1/3 of the extra virgin olive oil. This one is a biological one that we took from the north of Portugal. They gave to us. So then I always like lose stuff on the way. Where did I put it? I think that I love it because it's like it's a perfect mix between something, you know, like it's like you have like a lot of substance. You have a tiny bit of the acidity, give from the red wine. And then I used to eat ragu with everything. Actually, I love the pasta with ragu, but I used to love also the pizza with ragu on top. And yeah, and then you can also like have like a snack, like on the bread, like a bruschetta, like a ragu like this. And I also like when it's cold. I think that people love ragu. Of course, it arrived from the French kitchen, but like being like from the north of Italy, and then in all Italy it arrived. It's something that became like worldly known, and I think that when something is worldly known, it's because it's good. So when I think that it can be appreciated by all the tastes of all countries, even for China, Japan, that they eat with a lot of spices inside. So it mixes perfectly. Even if you don't have spices, but the taste of the wine inside at the beginning that gives this acidity, and the sugar to take out the acidity of the tomato, it gives the perfect balance that all the palate can really enjoy it. So what we put inside also, I'm sorry, I move also the word. So we have like this, and it's
Bay leaf.
bay leaf. Three, always three. I don't know why, but it's always three. I don't know why. To make a ragu, a good ragu, it needs also like a good wine. So what we do, like this is like the cellar, Fratelli Rabino, from some friend of mine. Like they are like, it's a family, and the three daughters of the family, they are like running the the cellar, and this wine is incredible. It's totally incredible. So they made it like it's like 5 kilometers from my house, from my city. It's this little tiny borg. It's like it's super beautiful. So to make a great ragu, we need a great wine. So usually what I use, like Nebbiolo to have it strong, or a dolcetto, but the things is always like Italian wine, and yeah, I really like this one, so that's what I use. I want to put it, I don't know where. So as you can see now, like all the oil and the water of the vegetables came out. So now they're mixing. Then they will fry for a while, and then just when it's stop like to fry, you can listen. We put the wine. The wine, evaporate the wine, and then we go with the tomato, salt, sugar, and then we're gonna let it stay for 2 hours till it like restrict a bit. So we'll lose like around like 10 centimeters, and then when you take it up and it remains stuck on the spoon, our ragu will be ready.
When do you put the soy in?
The soy, we don't put the soy right away. Sometimes I saw some recipes, someone put the soy already inside. But what we don't want, like why people don't like sometimes soy, the dry soy, if it's too much in water, it becomes like sure, yes. And if you leave it like too less in the water, it's like paper. So what we do the tomato, we do the soy in another part, and then we mix it at the end. When we mix at the end, we put some more extra virgin olive oil, and we let it, usually I let it stay for other 12 hours, just cover on side, and then I can use the day after. So in this way, what happened? Like we do the soy, and the soy have like the meaty taste, but we need also that it takes like the taste of the ragu. So when we put it inside, the soy continue to grow a bit, so it suck the more water that there is in the ragu, in the tomato, and it leaves like the tomato like super like dense. So then it's perfect. I don't know about. Do you think that it's too much noise?
No, it works.
Okay, perfect. So we can like, or it makes like too much.
So tell me about Italy, and everybody likes their mama's food best. How does Italians like your food?
Actually, what?
How does the Italians react to your food?
Ah, wow. Actually,
We're used to eating meat.
actually, it's surprising because like some Italians, they actually the older one or the one like especially picky, they remain stuck with the thing that they say, yeah, but it's not like in Italy. Yeah, but it's like not exactly the thing. Actually, it don't have to be exactly the thing, because it has to be the thing. Actually, there is no meaning to make something similar. You make just something as the same. We need to make something better. So something better is that they have a similar taste but without cruelty. That's the important part. Actually, I don't want like to not react to what I see just because of my taste. I react to everything I say. Of course, I like the taste, but I don't like the way the taste come out. So, ciao, ciao Sofì, ciao bella. Eh, so other Italians, especially the one that don't know that is vegan, and usually they come with the son of them, the daughter of them. Uh, then they are super surprised. How can someone like young like me can make something like with some taste so similar at home, even in another country? And then when they discover it's vegan, you have to spend like 10, 15 minutes to explain to them that it's vegan for real. So, look, Robin, this is the moment. You see how it's frying,
Yeah.
and you see that like the onion already is like tiny bit gold, and the oil, it don't have water anymore inside, it's just the oil, and if you move it, you see, you can see the pan. So in this moment, to not everything, to not have like something like burn, because they have like 3 different time of cooking. So we need to find, you listen how it changed the sound? That's when the sound changed. In this moment, I'm really generous with wine. Why also? Because like when we will have at the end the soy inside, we need to
Flavor.
exactly. So we need to be generous. We don't have meat now. So okay, and now let it go. Let it go. Bam. Now let's start preparing the soy. It is a good pot. The soy is another wall job to make.
How come everybody thinks their mother makes the best food?
Actually, you know what?
Is it like this? Is it like this?
I know why. I know why. Because like, imagine when you try. Imagine like I don't know, like you love, for example, the chocolate cake that your mother used to make. Okay, so she always used the same kind of chocolate, and she used to mix the chocolate in the same way. So when you try another chocolate cake that can be like from the best like chef, pastry chef in the world, it would never be as it is in your mind. Because for you, the best since you were a kid, you have like your measurement start on the things that you try, so on your mother thing. So that's why your mother will always be the best. Because someone can be good, yes, but my mother make like this. And I used to have it like this. I used to love that taste of my mother's cake. And then someone said, yeah, but my mother makes it better, you know. My mother makes it better. So the thing is that that's why all the people love more the things of the mother.
That's a big thing in Italian too. They like their really traditional food the way their mother makes it.
Yes, also because like we're not used to go now. In the last years, it's more like common to go out having dinner. But before was more like having like things at home. Like because at home is more genuine. We have everything like down the house. We can cook everything. For example, my father in his cellar he has everything. So he makes vegetable and then he makes his conserva to let it there. He has peperoncino. He makes really everything. He has like cheese. He makes everything. So you don't have to buy so much things. And actually you have like more good things there than to buy in a supermarket. The mini market now in Italy, they are starting to pop up again. But during the 80s and the 90s, like the movement was just supermarket. We had like a really like, actually like it was like an American movement, you know, when Italy wanted to move more on the western side, so they started to try to make everything like big and big and big. But then, fortunately, someone end up, and especially like, for example, slow food that is like from my city, they start like to value again the work of the little enterprise. So that's how it comes that they start to use again um, the little things, the tiny alimentari. When I was a kid and I used to go to the seaside with my father and my mother, there was like this beautiful thing. Took the car, 7 in the morning, stopped at mini market, and my father was buying for €1 one bread cut with something inside, close. They wrap it, and then you go to the sea, and then you eat your panino. So it's so beautiful. Nobody makes it anymore. It's so strange because it was like something. It's a so simple thing. It's so beautiful, you know, like the panino in the morning, just made for €1. Of course, now prices high, but look, look, look. Look at how it's out. You see the color? It becomes like brownie. So now what we use? Now, what I will put inside is, okay, some people can say that like they make like with the San Marzano or other tomatoes. Look, my opinion is always like, look, I told you I'm not a cook. I just learned, and I was a bartender for 15 years. So like I just know taste, and when things, I was a mixologist. I know how to mix things. So
Can I see the bottom?
yes. This one. So sometimes people try to use like the most expensive stuff to do things, when actually it's super good to use something that is like super common, that you can find everywhere. This polpa di tomate is the one that you find in supermarket. Of course, I tried many. Sometimes are too dense, sometimes are too watery. This one, look, this one, the Pingo Doce, is like um, it's the shop where the Portuguese goes. No, it's like the market.
I was there this morning.
And this one, I found as the perfect one to make the ragu. It gives like really a perfect balance of taste. When I do it, usually for every liter you have to put half liter of water, but because of the consistency of this tomato, I need just this of water. So I clean the bottle. That is so good because we we hate food waste. I put my water inside. The last. Then, this is mother stuff. White sugar. White sugar. And when I cook, I don't like so much to use like the thin salt. I prefer the big one. Generous amount. Close. Down.
And no garlic.
No garlic.
What do you think about garlic in ragu?
I think that it's not the good thing to put in a ragu. I think. Because like usually when you make a sofrito, so a temper, you put like or onion or garlic. Because we make a sofrito with garlic, with onion, carrot, and celery, I don't think that garlic is something like to put inside. Also because if I want to make a ragu, I make a ragu. If I want to make marinara sauce, I make with garlic. I like also to divide the thing. I don't want the people like to mix too many tastes in the same thing. When we try to make things, also because for us as vegan, it's difficult to let someone know what are you try to tell them. So it needs like to be like a definitive taste. So not to have like, oh, I don't know how to make it because there are like too many tastes inside. Actually, I want that the people can make this because this is a step to have some more vegans. So what I do now, I just move this more there. so it's not in the middle. Tac. And voila. Tac, super low.
How many hours?
2 hours. Then it depends. It depends. Can be 2 hours. It can be 3. It can be, I don't know, because it always depends. How is also like how is like the fire, how it's cold outside, about the pan. It's a lot of things. What we are doing, we are like dry again the soy. Allora, I need. Perfect. I need this. This time I need Portuguese. That's another thing. For every stuff, I try to use like the wine that I need. For example, the Portuguese wine is tiny bit more acidic than the Italian one. And when we make the soy, because we want to resemble the meat, I need some more acidity. Let's remember that we already put in here some oil to resemble the fat. So now we need the acidity of the meat. So what I do now, I will dry and then let evaporate all the water, but I need to have the acidity inside. So then when I mix it, I have the balance at the end. So what I do now, usually for every liter of tomato sauce, it's 150 grams of dry soy. So now, because we're making like there 5 liters, it will be 300 each. All this stuff, imagine, usually I start like this. When I try a recipe, I guess my mother how she makes. Then actually I'm really lucky. I have a lot of like friends that are like cook, so they're cooks. So I ask them usually how they mix and for the proportion, because of course we don't have to make like food waste. This is an important message for all of you. Don't make food waste. Don't waste food, please. So, so at the end, I end up to understand that, like, for example, like 300 grams of dry soy, they will become 900 grams. So with water again. So what we do is 150 for each liters.
Tell me about the soy. How do you
Yes, exactly. So to arrive to this stage, we have to, first of all, we add red wine, because we want to have like veal meat. So red wine is for the veal, the white wine is for like pork and chicken, and the rosé is for the rabbit. Then we want to give taste, and taste is not given by salt. So we have soy, so we put around 30 ml of soy sauce. We don't need like a super expensive one. It needs like to color and to give taste. Then we put salt. It's around 25 grams, and I prefer the big one, and black pepper. Always we say in Italy, QB, quanto basta, how it takes. Then water. That's it. Then light up. Here we are. So then, when the water will go, as in here, so now it's like boiling, the water is coming, it's going inside the soy. In the meanwhile, the one that is like more it goes out, so it evaporates. So it will arrive to have like this one. Here, more light, sorry. Here, the soy is made. So when it starts to stick to the pan, is the moment that it's ready, so all the water is out. If we leave it here like 2-3 minutes, also that one will go out. So
why is there no fat in this?
one, it's not fat because we have to have, like in this one, the right acidity. Because if we remember, we had like the fat inside the tomato. We took out the acidity of the tomato, but we put the oil with the extra virgin olive oil. What we do with the meat, we need like to have like a meaty taste, so we need to have like this acidity at the end. So we put the soy sauce and the wine. That's why we choose a Portuguese wine, tiny bit more acid than the Italian one that we used before. And then when we mix at the end the fat stuff that are in the tomato, and so the basic stuff and the acidic one, they will balance perfectly to have a super good ragu. Super good, actually. It's good, really. Okay, so in here we have like the ragu, the tomato, still going. As you can see, it's like tiny coming out. Really tiny, because always the low has to be, the heat has to be like super low. Always super low. So in this way it will cook like perfectly. It will not attach at the end.
So creamy.
So, yes, it is. Yeah, but not exactly as it has to be. It has to be more. You see that it go down? We need more. We need more. Penso che abbiano finito le patate, sì. And then the soy here. So we have the soy made in the pan. All the water goes out, went out, the scoop, sorry. I mixed it to many languages today. And this is our fake meat. Then at the end we're gonna mix it with the tomato. Now we let it stay. While it chilled a bit, the water that is still inside and all the vapor that is still inside, it contributes to let the soy grow a bit more. So at the end, when you put in the tomato, you don't have any more water left or vapor. So we are not like watery more our tomato. So it will be always dense as it has to be.
How's the tomato sauce going?
It's going quite good. Look, that's what I was talking about before. To let it stick on the spoon. That sound. This is tomato. This is not water anymore. This is tomatoes. So it's coming out like the lava in the volcano, and slowly, we are not there, but slowly we're arriving there. It makes a mess, of course. So prepare your kitchen to be clean again. But yeah, almost. Another, I think, like 45 minutes. Look, we are now, you see, as it goes, you see that is how dense is it. Look. It covers everything, you see? Now is the time. So, close the flame, the fire, tack, slowly, because it will like jump, and I usually burn on my hand, but tack, and now we leave it for some minutes, because then we're gonna put our soy inside, some extra virgin olive oil, and then we let it rest for 12 hours at least, and then we can use it. So then we will have our ragu. So now I will mix the tomato with the soy. So this is the last step. Actually, yeah, not the last. The second last. So I mix it. Now, when I cook the tomato, usually when you make a tomato sauce like this for a ragu, it has to be even more thicker. But what I do, I leave tiny bit watery, but really tiny. You can see that it's thick, but it's like not thick as it has to be. Okay. as from an Italian mother standard. And so what I do, I leave it like tiny bit like behind. So in this way, the rest of the soy can take the water, and then we add some extra virgin olive oil, and then we let it rest. And that's it. Our ragu is ready to be eaten in one day, and then we have to make it again. It's a love and date story. Odi et amo. Yeah, so what I do now, I just add some extra virgin olive oil. As you can see, when you put it, then it starts to come up. That's the moment that you have to stop to pour it. Then I mix it very well. So it will give like, you know, like extra virgin olive oil is also, when it's, for example, we use a biological one, it's also tiny bit bitter because it's really raw. So in this way, it have, you see, it's like the fat that it comes out, tiny bit of bitter, tiny bit, and it will balance the basic and the acid things of the ragu. And now for us,
So there's no basil, nothing in here.
the bay leaves. No.
Yeah, you have bay leaves. But,
Yeah, inside.
But no basil.
No. Of course not. Actually, basil always only at the end of the pasta, and only when it's season. Now it's November, it's no season anymore. So basil just in summer. But what we do, when we serve the pasta with the ragu, you can put basil, but actually what I advise is to put like a tiny piece of rosemary. It's better because it's, you know, like it gives like this more taste to the thing. Basil on fresh tomato, rosemary on ragu, basil on fresh tomato, rosemary on the ragu. Now it's our time, I'm sorry guys, it's our time to try. Here, for,
So now it's ready.
Now.
Are you going to make lasagna now?
now it's ready. It will stay now 12 hours because I need, look, come Robin, come, I show you. You see all the oil that is in here, and you see that there is like a lot of tomatoes, and if you see tomorrow, you will see like more soy than tomato. Actually, a good balance of the two, because we need to let it rest, because all the water that is still inside of the tomato and the oil, it has to be kept inside the soy. So it will be kept inside, and tomorrow we will have the best ragu we can have. Not today. Today is the day of the preparation. Tomorrow is the using day. You know, as
So what are you going to use tonight?
the one that I already had. Yeah, because I already had some, just some for tonight. You want to see it? I show you. I made it yesterday.
How often do you make ragu?
Every day. It's an everyday thing. The ragu is an everyday thing. The thing is how to make every day, because you never have to make like too much. You see, look how it is to this one. Look. You see, tomorrow. Oh. This one is super light. It'll be like this, super thick. It's totally different. It's totally different. So you see, tonight we're gonna start with this. I have some more, and then if it's not enough, we're gonna start with this. But it will be perfect to use it tomorrow. Et voila.
So what's the plan?
So now we're gonna make this spaghetti with ragu. So what I did was cook the spaghetti in the water. That's like a Rita job. She's the one that usually take out the spaghetti like this. Then now we're gonna let the spaghetti finish in the water. So we take out the spaghetti when they still are like 80% cooked. We add some of the cooking water and we let it cook to finish so the tomato can enter in the spaghetti. This one we can take out, it's not necessary anymore. In my opinion, it's always really important to let the pasta finish in the pan. We don't have like to let it finish there, because then when you put in the sauce it starts to be like really like super soft, and I really like the pasta super soft when I was a kid but then after a while you don't want it like so much soft. So
you boil the water away again.
yes, you let it like boiled again, so like the pasta can like take the water from here, and it take also the taste of the tomato. Look, beautiful.
So beautiful.
Sometimes you just like move, but sometimes you don't have to move every time. Como sempre dico a Rita, non è sempre mesher, not always move because it will not cook. Once you move, you refresh. You don't need like to refresh every time. So now it's cooking, tack, and now let's do it. Tack, move, one, let it stay.
Can you move again?
Every time. Yes, sir. Quasi, eh? Ci siamo quasi, ci siamo quasi. Senti che profumo! Di che roba?
Rita, how is your Italian?
Eh? What?
How is your Italian?
Com'è il tuo italiano?
Bellissimo.
She understands almost everything, especially the bad words. No, she understands really well because of Matteo and because of me. Like, she really understands really well, and sometimes she also answers in Italian. So, for example, let's do this. Instead to say okay, she said va bene. Look. This is a beautiful pasta al dente. Beautiful pasta al dente.
It's so hot. What's your tongue made of?
I'm hot as well. That's why. I told you, when I was a kid, I used to try my mother's pasta and my mother's sauce really super hot. So now I think that it's like my superhero talent. I can try things when they are like super hot. Okay. You see?
You're gonna finish it with cheese?
You see, when the pasta don't let anymore, like water go out, and it's like a, like a whole thing. This pasta is good. Tac. The cheese at the end, because like it's not like a fresh tomato pasta, so we want like to keep the pasta exactly as it is till the end, and then we put the cheese. If I find what I'm looking for, here we are.
It's important to swirl it.
And look, this is our portion, so it's like 100 grams of pasta, then the ragu on top. Look, that's how, when you do something, there was a person, he always teach me, I always ask, how can I do my things? And he always tell me, do as you are the one that want to eat it. So, that's the way. Parmesan on top.
And what's the cheese made of?
The cheese is made of cashew, nutritional yeast, garlic powder, and nutritional yeast, garlic powder, salt, white pepper. Then extra virgin olive oil on top that I will find, where is it? I don't remember. Here.
There we go. Yes.
Extra virgin olive oil on top. Bay leaf, if you want, rosemary, whatever you want. And then, wow, importantissimo, black pepper. Robin, buon appetito.
Grazie. Do you hold it up like this?
Yes.
Let it butt up and there we go.
Nacho, lo mangio tutto. Bello.
So
Wow.
wow. You want to eat this?
Yes, of course I want to eat it. Do a video, but it's
Do
yours.
you love ragu?
I love ragu. That's one of my favorite. Look at here. Wow, that's like that's the signature. The extra virgin olive oil that go down with the parmesan. That's a ragu. That's a pasta. Not only the tomato on top. The tomato is inside and on top. That's the pasta. You're so lucky, Robin. You're so lucky.
I am so
You will have like, I will have a bit.
I have the best job in the world.
Yes, you have.
Thank you.
Thank you.